Hello everyone, I hope you are having a great day today. MersLess Vaughn here, back with another Dokkan battle video. And in this one, we have the Black Friday banners up right now. So we're just going to go ahead and talk about if you should summon or skip these banners. Hopefully you enjoy. If you do, leave a like. If you are new to the channel or you have been here for a while, subscribe and help me get to 600 subscribers. And also, if you would like to further support me in the channel, you can do so by becoming a channel member. Now, with all of that said, let us go ahead and get started. So first things first, the one thing you should know about these banners is you can actually get whatever characters are in this banner with coins. So let's just go ahead and take a look at who's actually in the banners. So we have the GDC units in here, obviously, which is great. The 10th anniversary LRs are also in here. That's good. And it looks like we also have last year's worldwide downloads units in here. Vegeta and Trunks are in here. That's not bad. In Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, he has a really good EZA. STR 2nd anniversary Goku. And then we have the AGOTUR Vegeta as well. So those are some pretty good super EZAs, and that's pretty much it. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 featured units. So if you do summon this banner, you are going to have a less of a chance to pull the featured unit that you want than you would if this was like a 7 featured banner. So then we have the Carnival Legendary Summon banner here. This is going to have the Carnival units on here, the Goku Black, the Goat Vegeta, the Goat Super Saiyan 3 Goku that goes into Super Saiyan 4. He's on here. Gohan's on here. There's no need to talk about this character. Tech Broly's on here. He could be runnable, I guess, maybe, but I don't know. He would have to be in slot 1 if you want to use him on a team, and pretty much, I don't know, after that. Gohan's on here. Family Kamehameha Gohan, definitely a character that has aged out for sure. Int LR Fusion Zamasu, he did get an EZA a couple months ago. He's pretty good. This Gohan did get an EZA as well. And then that's pretty much it, and then it's the same number of featured units on here as well. And so, like I mentioned, you can coin these units as well, so you don't necessarily have to summon on these banners. If you just miss one of these characters from the 10th anniversary or from the Global Dokkan campaign, you can pick one of these guys up if you really want to. I'm actually going to pick up a copy of these guys because out of all the characters that I pulled from the Global Dokkan campaign, this is the character I pulled the least amount of dupes of. So me personally, I would like another dupe of them. I'm going to just grab another one of them. So that's just me personally. And let's see, we can go to the Carnival banner. Yeah, they're on here. So yeah, there is that as well. So you necessarily don't have to summon on this banner if you really don't want to. I guess very quickly, if we really want to, we can go over the characters very quickly here. Now, the Global Dokkan campaign units, they are still very good here. That whole campaign introduced new levels of power, and all of these units are just very good. I think there's definitely still, all of the Global Dokkan campaign units are all, I'm pretty sure, like top 5. Actually, the only character that's not on here is Gohan, Goten, and Trunks. They're not here. I mean, we have Goku, Gohan, and Trunks, but not Gohan, Goten, and Trunks, which is weird. They are, like, I guess, kind of part 3 of the Global Dokkan campaign, but they're not here, unfortunately. If they were here, I definitely would have grabbed them with coins instead, since I didn't summon on that banner. But anyways, very quickly, just to go over these units, most of the, well, part 1 of the Global Dokkan campaign characters were just kind of like tag characters here. But this guy here, just to quickly go over this Goku here, he wants to be ran on a super class team or Future Saga category team, just because he gets more crit chance, damage reduction, and more stats, you know, if he's on any one of those teams. Then if they're all super class or Future Saga category allies attacking the same turn, you can pretty much get that he gets an additional super, more crit chance, and more damage reduction. He gets more attack and effective against all types when attacking with 18 or more ki. When receiving an attack, he gets 180% defense. That's a really good skill to have. And then, you know, at the start of the 4th turn from the start of battle, you can just pretty much change into the Vegeta here. Before we actually look into the Vegeta, This Goku, he greatly stacks attack on his 18 key, and he also raises allies' defense by 60% for that one turn. He is not getting that for himself. As you can see, it is self-excluded. There's that. And just to take a quick look at the Vegeta here. This Vegeta, let's see here. He just massively raises his attack and raises defense for one turn on his 18 key there. Let's see here. His passive here, he gives 3 key and 80% attack and defense to the character and allies whose name includes Trunks. So since Vegeta and Trunks did get an easy A, this is obviously a great partner for them since they're getting 3 key and 80% stats. He has a 50% chance to crit and dodge here, which is pretty nice. As the third attacker of the turn, he guaranteed crits and he gets 150% attack. When attacking with 18 or more key, he gets 250% attack and a guaranteed additional super. And when activating the active skill or when attacking with 20 or more key, he gets 150% defense and a guaranteed additional super. And so they do both have active skills here. This Vegeta, he massively raises attack temporarily and causes ultimate damage to enemy and guards all attacks. Future Saga category allies just get some support there, and if they are on bottom pair to child, they get more support for 4 turns. Really good at the skill. If you're someone that is loves Festival of Battles, you probably took this unit in there and just seen the amounts of damage that they do. It is pretty insane. The Goku's active skill here, he just basically does the I guess the fusion attack. They just fuse into Vegito. They don't stay fused, unfortunately, but yeah, they raise their attack by 300% temporarily, causes ultimate damage to the enemy. Get a 20% attack and defense buff, and they just nullify attacks that are guaranteed to hit. So basically, if you activate this Goku's active skill, he will get the dodge canceling. He will get the cancel dodge canceling buff. He'll be able to dodge in non-dodgeable fights, basically. So yeah, that's pretty much his active skill. So that was a quick, rapid rundown of the Goku here. I'm not going to go over all of the units, just probably the GDC units. Omega here, he's the best villain in the game right now. His team is probably the best. Actually, the Omega and Goku's team are probably just some of the best teams in the games that they have right now, just because it's really good. He does have an intro here. All you really need is just all allies are extreme class, so for Omega you are going to have to run the full extreme class team just to get some of the buffs here. With a Rainbow Key Spear, he gives extreme class allies defense 70% and 10% damage reduction for characters if they are also GT bosses. When receiving an unarmed super attack, he has a grand chance of nullifying it and countering with tremendous power, and he nullifies it with tremendous power when HP is 70% or less. So basically, I guess the first time, well, no, you can see it right there. Never mind, I'm getting off topic. Yeah, so that great chance is 70%, and then he just guaranteed counters it if HP is 70% or less, so there is that. And after performing 5 or more super attacks, he's going to give, just some more buffs here for extreme class allies and himself. Alright, so he also does have a domain here in Human Deeds, Power Absorption, or GT bosses category enemies and allies get 25% attack. You deal increased damage to superclass enemies by 20% and an additional 10% for Earth Protecting Heroes, Fuse Fighters, or GT category enemies. So that's basically an extra 35% or 30% damage you can do to those categories at the bottom there, which is nice. His super attack effects, he has an AoE attack on his active skill here, and he greatly raises his defense for 4 turns. So that's just a quick rundown of Omega. I don't think we really need to talk about the 10th anniversary units. They've been out a lot longer. We all know that Tech Vegito just pretty much broke the game for the past, 7 months until these GDC units came out. And then we also know Gogeta is a great support unit. These guys, they're a year old now. They really don't have a spot in today's meta. And neither does this in LR Broly, since he can go on Omega's team, but you want to pop Omega's domain instead of his. Vegeta and Trunks, they are a great easy A. They're very good in Festival of Battles. Can't go wrong with them. He has a really good easy A, so he's not too bad either. He's an okay super easy A unit. He's an okay unit. The Vegeta, not so much. And that's it for the Dokkan Fest banner. We can go ahead and just go over the Carnival characters very quickly. So the Goku Black here is almost kind of a mirror kit of the Goku and Vegeta here. They pretty much almost kind of do the same thing here. So yes, you for the Goku Black and Zamasu, you need an extreme class team or a future class team for their part of their passives. And then, you know, here he basically just guards if he's on the full extreme class turn, or if there's another future saga out of category ally attacking the same turn. Not too bad. When attacking with 18 or more ki, you get 200% attack and a 70% chance to do an additional super. When receiving an attack, the same amount of defense as the Goku, and from the fourth turn for the start of battle, you can go into Zamasu. He also does have an active skill as well here, kind of the same as the Vegeta's active skill, except it's just going to be for super bosses. Category allies are going to be getting that 15% attack and defense, and an extra 10% defense for future saga category allies for 4 turns. So yeah, not too different from them. He also greatly stacks attack on his 18 ki there, and he also raises allies attack by 60% for that 1 turn, instead of the Goku giving the defense. And then we have the Zamasu right here. We can just look at the Zamasu's passive very quickly. He gets 7 ki, 200% attack and defense, 50% chance to crit, and he just guards. When attacking, he gets 200% attack and defense. Future saga category extreme class allies get 10% damage reduction. When activating the active skill or when attacking with 20 ki, you get 200% attack and defense, a guaranteed additional super. Attack and defense 300% and performs a critical hit and recovers 6% of damage dealt as HP when HP is 60% or less. This part of his passive is a lot easier to get now, since we do have like the red zone, Daima red zone fights that just basically take off your HP every turn, and then you also have the bombs and the Tamagami 1 stage, so it's a lot easier to get this nowadays than it was back then, in my opinion. So that does make this Zamasu very, very strong. Now his active skill, they basically fuse into Fusion Zamasu. You massively raise your attacks temporarily, cause ultimate damage to enemy. You get 4 ki and 40% in battle, which isn't too bad. So that's pretty much the Goku Black and Zamasu in a quick rundown. Now for the GOAT himself, LR AGL Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. So yeah, his super attacks effects here, let's see. He greatly raises his attack for 4 turns with a great chance of further massively raising his attack for 1 turn and cause mega false damage to an enemy. Then he pretty much kind of does the same thing on his 12 ki here. He just raises his attack but get a great chance of raising his attack. So that's nice, very nice. For his intro, you do need at least another 2 or more GT hero category allies on the team. You get a guaranteed additional super. All attacks your first turn become crit. And then super class allies get 3 ki and 70% defense for 4 turns. Not too bad. Let's see. He guards base 50% damage reduction and a guaranteed additional super base as well. And a 50% chance to crit at base. You get 300% attack when attacking. You get 200% defense when receiving an attack. And you get an extra 200% defense when you receive a super attack. So really you're getting a 400% extra defense when you are receiving a super attack, which is honestly insane. When receiving a Ki Blast super, you have a grand chance of nullifying it and countering with tremendous power. If the target is below 70% or less HP, you are guaranteed to counter that Ki Blast super. Very nice. And then after receiving 3 more attacks in battle, you permanently get a guaranteed additional super starting from his next attacking turn. And if you get hit 7 or more times in battle, you get a permanent 4 ki and just guarantee crits for the rest of the fight. Honestly, a really strong unit. He's the GOAT. And he also does have an active skill here, Dragon Fist. And all you need to do for this active skill is just get hit, and you can use it that very next turn. Very simple. Massively raises attack temporarily and causes ultimate damage to enemy, and attack and defense 70%, and all attacks become critical hits for 1 turn. Very, very, very good. This is an insane active skill, really. It's really nuts. So yeah, that's pretty much the GOAT right there. I mean, this guy, I mean, we pretty much already know what he does. I mean, he's a great support unit for like Power Beyond Super Saiyan and like it's Power Beyond Super Saiyan and Giant Ape Power. If I were to make an analogy for this, any unit that's on Power Beyond Super Saiyan and Giant Ape Power They're basically Sukuna, and this guy will be Mahoraga. If you get that reference, good on you. If you don't, you're missing out on peak there. But anyways, that's how I describe this unit. So this guy, I mean, there's not much to say about him. He just does a bunch of normals. If you're lucky enough, he'll do a bunch of supers for you, but you know, he's really not doing much for you. This Gohan, I mean, I've used him recently and he has been failing me a few times, but he's just decent. He's okay, really, but he does do a lot of damage. He completely sucks. This guy sucks. The Goku, he was good when he first came out, but the Frieza, he wasn't good at all. But now this Goku has just been power crept. He really can't go in slot 1 in some of these fights, so this unit is just, it's not that good anymore, unfortunately. LR Tech Broly, like I said, he can be used, but if you do use him, he must go in slot 1. You cannot use him outside of it. This guy aged out very fast because, I mean, his whole deal was his standby family Kamehameha just to try to kill the boss before they kill you, but ever since the 10th anniversary, bosses have been getting 2 billion HP, so he obviously can't one-shot bosses anymore. He can put a dent in them, but just not kill them anymore. This guy, he's still pretty good. I mean, he's an orb changer. Orb changing is nice, and, you know, he's a super bosses unit. And, you know, I love super bosses. Can't go wrong with that. I don't have this guy, so I can't say much about his Easy A, unfortunately, but it does look pretty good here. I'm looking at the wrong thing. That was way... He didn't have Nip in there. Okay, here's this Easy A. Nice. So, oh yeah, he's doing a lot here. Things that come out to me just off rip, 4 turns, 30% damage reduction in guard is nice. 20% chance of crit and base, guaranteed additional super and his basic effects. Randomly changes key spirits to have a certain type, tech excluded to tech key spirit, so he's a key spirit changer, which is great. And he's also doing a lot there in that little bit of his passive, so that is nice. Let's see his super attack effects. Does he stack since he does so many supers? He raises defense for 1 turn on the 18 key, then he raises attack defense for 1 turn. Okay, so he doesn't stack. And that's pretty much it. So, should you summon on these banners? No, you should not summon on these banners, because I'm pretty sure, more than likely, all of these units that are on these banners, well, most of the units, the Global Dokkan Campaign units and the 10th anniversary units, for sure are going to come back during the 11th anniversary. So, you can just pretty much get them during the 11th anniversary and also getting the new 11th anniversary characters. But if you really want to, you can coin these guys. You can't go wrong with coining these guys. Like I said, if you missed out on one of these units or you would like another copy of them and you have the coins, you can definitely do so. 1 copy is fine. 2, I don't know, that's kind of a stretching it. I don't think you really should get 2 copies, but if you have the coins, you definitely can if you want to. Other than that, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, at the end of the day, these are your Dragon Stones. You can do whatever you want with them. If summoning on these banners and collecting these units again, you know, just lets you have fun with the game, then by all means, go ahead and have fun. This is a game. Games are meant to be played to have fun. But overall, I don't think you should summon on this banner because we will see these characters again in a few months. But you can definitely coin them if you want. So that is going to be it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching. And as usual, until next time.